Welcome back, brother. As you can see, I'm in a new set. I'm actually in Florida right now, in the USA. So hello to all my Americans that watch, and what a glorious country you have. It's a pleasure to be here. And I want to teach you how to become so charismatic in your life that you attract everything you want. You don't have to chase. And at the same time, I want to teach you how to do that without being a joke, without being the jester, without being the guy that people, they bring you around to laugh at you, but not to laugh with you. And you certainly don't want to be that guy that gets laughed at. So I'm just going to reel off a quick list of everything I've learned about being charismatic. I've still got a lot to learn, but let's begin. Number one, the most important part of being charismatic and being someone that people want around is genuinely inside, not needing to be around anybody to be happy. If you can entertain yourself, if you like your own life, your own discipline, your daily routine, you just like being by yourself, if you're happy with solitude, then you can take the risk to be charismatic because you don't care if it backfires. For me, I'm so certain in myself, or just so happy with my own company. Maybe I am wrong, maybe I am weird at times, maybe some people don't want to be around me. That's fine because I'm just so secure in myself and so happy with my own company that I don't mind. So I'm happy to take risk, to seem like an idiot or a fool, because I genuinely believe anyone who does think that of me, I'm a kind-hearted person. If somebody thinks my intricacies, the funniness of my personality is weird and they don't want to be around me, I don't think it's a loss to me. I believe wholeheartedly it's a loss to them. And so that gives me the ability to take risk, to create my own words and my own language. Number two is keep your small and odd quirks. I'll give you an example. This one's pretty funny. We had a couple of girls around the house the other night, me and Max, a little double date. It was his girl, like the girl that he's sort of into. And for me, it was just her friend. So I got invited along. I'm the kind of guy, I'm not going to start being anybody else on a double date. No matter how sexy the girl is, no matter if she's a model, whatever, I'm me. And I'm like, you're going to have to deal with my music. You're going to have to deal with me being weird. Like, I ain't changing. No way, Jose. And so I think I surprised the woman quite a lot because she came around the house afterwards and I proceeded to show her my Lego. I proceeded to show her the Lego I've been building and all my Harry Potter wand collection, all that sort of stuff. Because I was bored, to be honest with you. I wasn't drinking. And I was like, fucking hell, what am I going to talk to these people about? Let me just show them my cool nerdy stuff. And maybe she liked it, maybe she didn't. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to her since, so maybe not. But part of being charismatic is you don't let that stuff go. A lot of people hide the things that they are into. That's what charisma is. Like, she will probably tell people, oh, I met this guy, he was really weird or he was strange. Or maybe there's a chance to say, oh, I kind of liked it. Like, girls kind of like, I think, when you're a bit nerdy, if they're the right girl. And it all comes back to that backbone of thinking, it doesn't matter if they don't like me because I'm cool on my own. And that's a lot of why I wear what I wear now. This is all part of charisma and becoming fashionable and stylish is just believing in your own way more than anybody else, because everyone will try and fit you into a box. Everyone will try and tell you what's right and wrong. You cannot wear sunglasses indoors. That leather jacket, why are you wearing that? Blah, blah, blah. You can't wear this. You're flexing too much. You're trying to be cool. You couldn't listen to that music. You shouldn't make Lego because you're too old to make Lego. You shouldn't be interested or dance or do this. Because I'll tell you why that happens, because everybody's so insecure. And when you realize that, you become free. You become free from this world when you realize the only reason anyone ever comments on what you do is because they are insecure. And the most confident, most charismatic people in this world don't care what anybody else does because they know that they are free already. That's an important lesson. But keep your quirks, okay? Keep that stuff. That's what makes you charismatic, because that's how you find a tribe of people. You don't need many people to have a great life. You don't need many people to love you. And to become charismatic to those people, you need to keep your quirks. Another one, this is a blanket statement that affects everybody. Never complain. If you just become the guy that never complains about dinner, never complains about work, never complains about a pain in his shoulder, which we've all got, okay? If you're over the age of 25 and you lift weights in the gym, our fucking shoulders are fucked, okay? That's all of us. Every single one of us, our shoulders are all dead, all right? Everybody, and our knees. We don't need to say it. If you become that guy that never complains, it's very charismatic. Charisma is something that people find endearing, they want to be around, and it's because nobody's like that these days. Pretty much everyone you speak to, the only thing they've got on their mind is their complaints. If you can be the guy that speaks of a future, that speaks of greatness, that speaks of niche topics, or just interesting, funny things, or has real conversation and stories to tell, then you become charismatic. When the majority of the world, they get together with their friends to gossip, to complain. That's the only thing that they can talk about is other people. But there's also another part of charisma is silence. If you find yourself in a situation where you want to speak badly about somebody else or talk about someone else's life or what's going on, it's just gossip, it's for females, have silence instead. It's better to say nothing at all. People will actually be drawn to you in the room if you say nothing compared to gossiping, talking down on others. No matter how nervous you feel in your life, no matter how difficult a situation is or how much pressure you feel in social situations, don't start bending to other people's will. Don't start talking badly about others just to make yourself feel secure. Don't start going against your own rules for yourself just because there's other people in the room and you feel a little bit insecure. Just sit with that and be silent, and that helps you be more charismatic. My next one is be quiet and loud. Sometimes you have to command a situation and you could be booming and excited and smiling and manic with your movements, and that is part of charisma. But the man that is always booming, always loud, always cannot read the situation or the energy of the room and is laughing all the time or forced laughing too much, he very quickly becomes uncool because he's kind of molding himself. He's being something that he's not. When you're excited and genuinely enthusiastic about something and you find it funny, let that voice raise and get into things. And also be able to read a room and know that if your energy's not there, just be quiet and a little bit nonchalant and chill about it. You've got to know how to be quiet and loud. Softness in conversation is really one of the nuances that people miss out on when they look at extroversion as the trait that they want to exhibit. They think extroversion just means loud and very talkative. But really, extroversion is the ability to engage somebody. And sometimes engaging with somebody on a deep level means listening or being quiet or being able to talk to them softly, because you know that if you're abrasive, if you're too loud with them, that they'll zone out. Next, dress in the fashion which speaks to you. I don't care which fashion that is. For me, this speaks to me. This jacket I like, this sunglasses I like, this is the character I want to be, like how I grew up watching movies and all that sort of stuff. This is charisma. This is my charisma. This is basically a big label on the front of me. This is the book. This is the cover of my book. And this cover is exactly me. And that's what I think fashion should be. My next one is let others have the floor in conversation, in jokes, when you're at a dinner. You really have to be conscious of this to be charismatic. You can tell a great story. You can have the whole group laughing. But if you continue to tell story after story, because some people are really good conversationalists, so they will keep asking questions and they will keep laughing with you. But you have to realize when you've told a story, or you've had the floor for 10, 15 minutes in a conversation, that you now need to pass it back because that other person would like to speak. Even if they are polite enough to let you speak, you have to consciously remember that maybe they want to tell a story. Maybe I should ask about what they've been up to. And I consciously think about this because I can often take the floor in a conversation and make people laugh, and people will continue to ask me questions. And there'll come a point 5 to 10 minutes in where I'll just return it back to them. And I'll start asking questions rather than answering them. And just saying, tell me about what you're doing. Where have you been? What have you been up to? I try and get a story out of them. And I just become very inquisitive. I found the best way to have conversations with somebody. Let's say you've been on holiday somewhere, or you've been traveling for a month. So much happened on that travel that if somebody comes up to you when you get back and they ask you the question, how was your travel? You're going to say, it was great. I had a good time. Conversation finished. That's not how I ask questions. If you want to be really endearing, if you really want to get to know someone on a deep level and get them to talk properly, you have to ask questions like this. So you recently went on travel. How was that? It was great. Fantastic. I'm really interested about this. I want to know the details. Tell me, what was it like? How did you feel? And what happened when you first got on the plane? Oh, and they'll tell you a little mini story they remember from the plane. Fantastic. How long was the plane? It was this long. How did you feel on the plane? This? What airport did you go into? What was that like in that country? What happened when you got there? What hotel did you first stay at? How was that? What was that first day's activities like? When I ask questions to people, I really break it down so I can understand their entire trip, their entire journey. If they've built a business, I ask them, I want to know from the beginning, chronologically, how you did it. And that's how I ask my questions, to give people the floor and also just to inquire more, to get people talking that don't usually talk. And they normally feel really good about it because they got to tell you a story and people love talking. And that makes them view you as very charismatic. And my final one, which I think is so important, is watch comedy. Watch comedy shows, watch live comedians, and start to understand. Like one of the comedians I watched growing up that I found hilarious growing up and learned a lot of my comedy from was Russell Howard. There's this guy, English comedian called Russell Howard. He's got a TV show called Russell Howard's Good News. And he used to put on these voices. So he used to show some clips on the TV and then he'd talk about them. And he used to put on these voices. And I really noticed that when he wasn't just using his own voice, and same with like Michael McIntyre, when they use these voices, I found it hilarious. And a lot of my comedy comes from me acting as another person or putting on this strange voice to deliver the line of a character or the way I do comedy. And all of that has been learned over years of watching and studying other artists, other comedians, other TV shows, and finding the little bits and the culture and the literature to understand jokes. That's another thing about being charismatic. If you want to be charismatic, you should be well-read. Well-read means you know things. You just know things. You can land jokes with so many different people in all different age ranges because you've seen so much. You've learnt so much of the world. You've read all the top books. You know all the TV shows. You know all the one-liners. Like when you understand the nuances of various different comedy. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you again on Wednesday. We are in the US for the next 6 weeks. We've got our event coming up here for our private membership group, The New Elite. You can check that out underneath if you like. If you want to get in the best shape of your life, 90 Day Savage. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Woo-pow!